If you're using Clerk and you want to own your data, you can use Clerk webhooks to sync Clerk data back into your own database. So first things first, you need to set up a way to tunnel your local server if you want to test your webhook to the public internet. I'm going to use ngrok, and there's a guide here if you haven't used it before to set it up for yourself. Next, we're going to set up a webhook endpoint. This is inside of our Clerk dashboard. So if we go to our application, we go to configure, and then from the side menu down here, we go to webhooks. And now we want to set up an endpoint. Now, when you're using ngrok, it either gives you a random domain, or if you want, you can have a custom domain. Mine is a custom domain, so I'm going to use that. In this case, I want to listen to all user-related events. Now, the one thing I need from here is a signing secret. So you need to copy this and bring it back to your application. And now I'm just going to paste it over here. So now we need to add Swix. This is to verify the webhook secret to make sure that the incoming request is actually coming from Clerk. So let's go and install this. And then now we want to create a round handler to receive this webhook event. Using this verify webhook function from Clerk package, it reads your signing secret, looks for the headers of the payload of this request, and verifies if it is actually a valid request, and then it proceeds. Now, we can also narrow this events down so we get some type inference. This is where we're going to actually add the user to our database. So I've set up Prisma by defining my schema and a user model that maps to the fields that I want to save from Clerk. I've created a Prisma client that is a generated Prisma client depending or based on my schema, and a create user function that talks to the Prisma client and creates a user once we receive this data from our webhook. So just going back into our webhook, as the last step, I wanted to show you that under the user created, instead of just logging the user, now I'm extracting the email address, first name and last name from the data. And then I'm creating the user object, and using this create user function that we just created in our lib folder, I'm going to create the user. So let's test this out. If I now go ahead and sign into my application, I'm now logged in. If I go to Clerk dashboard and refresh, I have my user inside of my Clerk dashboard. I'm running Prisma Studio to also look inside my database, and I can see the user is now created inside of my database as well. And that's how you can sync Clerk data back into your own database using Clerk webhooks.